at Centennial Sports Arena, where tonight, fresh off a second straight victory over Holy Family, Centennial Spring Lake Park looks to defend its spot as the top team in Class 2A when it welcomes 15th ranked Andover to town for an old-fashioned NWSC showdown. Good evening, everyone. I'm Bill Hupp here in Circle Pines for what should be a really good game between two ranked teams. Nobody hotter in the state right now than the Cougars of Centennial Spring Lake Park. They haven't won, or haven't lost, I should say, in the last 7 games. 2 of those wins have come over the previous top number 1, Holy Family. They're averaging nearly 6 goals a game, and they've allowed just 10 goals defensively. So they are rounding into form at the perfect time as we enter postseason play on the horizon. And they're led by Josie Kelsenberg, the freshman forward. Not the most heralded of players, but she has scored 10 of her past 15 goals in the last 5 games, including a pair of hat tricks over a couple teams, including Blaine, recently here at home. So Kelsenberg chipping in offensively. It's a deep team, it's a loaded team offensively, and they'll have to contend with an Andover team that they've gotten to know quite well recently. Julia Gertis leads them. The junior forward and alternate captain has scored in 5 of her last 6 games. She leads Andover in both goals and assists this season. Not an Andover team that scores a whole ton, but Gertis is certainly the one that makes them go offensively. So it should be a good one in the Northwest Suburban Conference, and we'll have puck drop for you straight ahead here on North Metro TV.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire, and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Your number 1 ranked Centennial Spring Lake Park Cougars take the ice ahead of their home clash here against the Andover Huskies. Game in Northwest Suburban Conference play, second to last conference game of the season as we take a look at the Class AA girls hockey rankings. And there at the top, the Cougars 18-2-1 after consecutive victories over Holy Family. They're still going to play Hill Murray and Minnetonka, both here at home, in 2 of the last 3 games before they gear up for the playoffs. And they've played all of the good teams. They've played Edina, Hill Murray, Minnetonka, Holy Family. They have tested themselves and very likely to face a team like Maple Grove, ranked number 9 in the section final. A lot of hockey to still to play before we get there. Goaltenders tonight for Andover. It'll be Claire Bell Hills in the net, senior goalie, 7-9-2 record with a .237 goals against average, number 31 there. .910 save percentage, or .918 save percentage, I should say, and 1 shutout for the alternate captain. And meanwhile, Kaya Weiland, the junior goaltender, the transfer from Lakeville North a couple years ago, 13-2-1. Fantastic goals against average, 1.47, a couple shutouts, and a .935 save percentage as the Cougars win the opening draw, and we're underway. They're in the red and white, Andover in the black and gold, heading left to right. Turned over at the blue line, and Avery Wagner takes it back. Second line starting out there tonight for Centennial SLP, who is without Elena Ganetz. Ganetz, 5 goals and 3 assists in helping Team USA go 6-0 at the U18 World Juniors and winning a gold medal. She landed at the airport a little while ago, so obviously not suiting up tonight, but they hope to have her back for the next game. And obviously it hasn't hurt them. They've won 7 in a row since losing on December 20th to Holy Family 3-2. Again, they've lost to Holy Family twice, and they drew against and tied Minnetonka. And those are the only non-wins they've had this season. Everything else has been a victory for this CSLP team. Battle for it in the Cougars zone. They played this Andover team on December 29th. We'll tell you more about that game as we go along. Along the end boards, it's picked up. Pass ahead, intercepted. Each team kind of trying to control it in the neutral zone, but finally Julia Gertis throws a shot on net. It's loose in the slot. Another shot doesn't get all the way through to Weiland. Centering pass, intercepted there by Maddie Walter. Centennial SLP struggling to clear their zone right now. They ring it around. Annabelle Buccicconi picks it up. Pass ahead, intercepted at center ice by Taylor Schreifels. The Sacred Heart commit. She flips it back in, and now it's carried on out. Walter as Centennial SLP in the midst of a change. Banked up, they try to hold the zone. Katie Bell goes down. The hand stays down, and Katie Ball trying to keep it in the zone as it's flipped in cross corner for them to give chase. Now Centennial SLP can get on the forecheck. Puck slides all the way back down to the other end, and icing on Andover is called. 2 minutes into this first period here in Circle Pines, scoreless between Andover and Centennial Spring Lake Park here on North Metro TV. Bill Hupp flying solo with you tonight. Mia Such, sophomore forward, moves in to take the face against Tegan Olson, her former teammate. Draw one by Centennial SLP. Flipped off the end boards by Grace Lager. Held momentarily by Maddie Euland. And then one of the, I believe that was Olson who lost an edge at center ice. Each team just trying to settle down and settle into this game. Lager goes cross ice for ball at the line. Banked up ahead looking for Such, but Andover controls. Able to get into the zone here with Audrey Lind. Her shot goes wide. Swept across corner, but iced by Mia Such. Not a bad play as that gets fresh lines out there for both teams. But the face-off will come back down in the Centennial Spring Lake Park end. Andover with the only shot of the game so far. As Josie Kelsenberg will take the face. Andover wins it back to the point. Shot through traffic. Weiland makes the save. Worked up the wall. Back to the point and then stolen by Avery Wagner. 3-on-2 for Centennial SLP if they hustle. Wagner steps off a shot. Doesn't reach the net. Puck loose behind the Andover net. Kelsenberg trying to center but can't. Finally, it's taken by Molly Clough, whose sister and brother both wore Huskies jerseys before. Annabelle Buccicconi dangling, has it stolen by Gertis. Gertis on the backhand, shot, good save. Glove save made and held on to by Kaya Weiland. Started at Lakeville North as an 8th grader and then transferred and has started the last 2 years in her 3rd season. Make that her 2nd season, I believe, for CSLP as she started as a freshman. There you see Melissa Volk providing some instruction to her alternate captain, Julia Gertis, who we highlighted in the open. Definitely the best scoring threat for this Andover team. They fling it in deep. You know Andover's got a little bit of spark here as that shot whistles high. Caught on the end boards. Both teams kicking at it. With Euland in there. Finally tipped out, cleared but not out. They get a fortuitous bounce as that was thrown on the net by Schreifels. And Maddie Walter speeding down the left wing. She gains the line, pass across. Tries to find its way to the stick of Ella Perot. Come down and play it here, number 23, Lillian Renslow. back up the wall with it. Now worked middle. Shifted back toward the wall, glove down. Back out to Bucciaconi from the point. She'll throw it in front. She had Renslow there as a screen, but Andover able to clear it back out to center. Back in come the Cougars as Centennial SLP tries to change on the fly, and a smart shot that's ultimately gloved and held onto by Hills. Good shot there by Stella Kramer. Off the draw, Andover behind its own net. Somehow able to force it out of the zone. Grace Lager now collects and spins back into her own end. Such throws it towards Hills, who looks up and decides to take the whistle. DJ just cycling through all the hits here in Circle Pines. Such against Mackenzie Evans at the dot. Lager brings it around looking for ball. Back to Lager, tries to throw it on net. And it hits a Andover Husky and is cleared. Hewlin banks it back in. Cougars back on the forecheck. Up ahead to Audrey Lind. She's able to carry it out. Not pretty, but they get the job done as Alexis Wagner brings it in. Immediately stolen back. Now a potential 2-on-1 if they hustle. Ball knocked off the puck there by number 22, Tegan Olson. And Andover ices the puck. So the faceoff will once again take place in the Husky zone. So you take a look at the defense there, well played by Tegan Olson. Like we said, she played her freshman year in a CSLP sweater, but then transferred and now is starting tonight for the Andover Huskies. Off the draw, Centennial SLP cycles the puck, centering pass only as far as Julia Gertis, who wheels back in her own zone. Patient with the puck. Huskies slipping a little bit as there's a board battle right in front of the Andover end. Hills comes out and leaves it. They ring it around. Bucciaconi giving chase. Piper Andrews, the captain, tailing her. Brooke Hewlin loses an edge. Wagner pass just out of the reach of Catherine Jania. And so that icing means we'll have a face-off down to the left of Kaya Weiland. And the 3 games left in the regular season after this one: Minnetonka, at Anoka, and Hill Murray. So 2 really hard non-conference home games and a road conference game as they try to finish a perfect 10-0 in Northwest Suburban Conference play. As you take a look at Sean Moline, he's built one of the dynastic programs in Class AA in the state of Minnesota. Elena Ganetz, her sister, still plays for Woodbury, who is undefeated, but Elena decided to transfer in for her senior season. And the UMD commit has fit right in, 42 points, second on the team, and leads them in goals as well. Instant impact for a player who should be a Miss Hockey finalist. Walter flips it into the corner. Olsen banks it out of the zone. No one at the point to control, so Kramer picks it up at her line. Goes rink wide with it. Now a chance here as Maddie Walter moves middle. Walter between the rings, good back checking, centering pass, hits a Husky out front. Now carried on out with speed by number 9, Olivia Larson. Larson decides to throw one on net. That was always going wide. Backhand it in reverse directions to Bucciaconi, who lifts it out. Glove down at the line. Renfro batting at it. Cougs decide to change on the fly as that's banked in the zone. Got a lucky bounce for Andover. That could have been dangerous. Such up ahead to Lager, backhanded back to Such. Now Lager takes it on the backhand, hounded by a pair of Huskies. Alexis Wagner among them. Shot from the point, loose in front. I think Hills made the save. Ref throws it on net. And it only gets trifles. Huskies in the midst of a change. Lager, stick handling. The Boston College commit loses it in the neutral zone. Here come the Huskies, shot from above the point. Not much on it. Lager retrieves in the left wing. Took a bump from Gertis. Now taken back. Here comes Mia Such, 2-on-2 for Centennial SLP. Such feeds out in front, trying to hit Katie Ball, and she fanned on the shot. Such has an interesting way of skating. She's so bent forward at the waist. As helps her, I think, get better lean and maybe generate more speed. Avery Wagner tries to split a pair of Andover defenders. Backhanded along by Alexa Dorstad, one of the blue line starters tonight. Oh, good find up ahead for Piper Andrews. Andrews trying to get past a defender, can't. The hands stay down, so we play on. Action fast and furious here. Shots 3 apiece. Still scoreless as the play has gone offside. It allows everyone to catch their breath here with 7:33 to go first period. Face-off will come back down in the Andover end. With Walter moving in for the dot duel. Olsen rings it around. Ref comes down underneath her stick. Larson trying to get there first. Good play by Brooke Hewland to beat her to the spot. Intercepted at center ice. Olsen. Or rather, that's Molly Clough. Clough gains the zone. Clough moving middle, shoots. Not much on the shot, and it slid by the left post. Centering pass, there's a shot, there's a good pad save. Weiland into the butterfly to make that stop. Renslow tips it along, but again, Andover turns it back, and we've got a first penalty. A trip coming up here, Lily Rolfer. Rolfer, the guilty party. As she took down Maddie Walter trying to get by her. That penalty coming at 10:14 of the opening period. Lager above the left circle. Ball shifts it over for Lager above the left circle. Her shot driven down. And Julia Gertis skating away. Julia Gertis with a potential breakaway, but Annabelle Buccicconi comes back. There's a shot deflected up and out of play. Great hustle by Annabelle Buccicconi from the other point. The speedy skater came back and got in the way. As you see her hustling to deflect, and ultimately Gertis turned away and then did a nice job finding a cutter. I believe she found Iceland Larson. But ultimately it was to no avail. Power play numbers, Andover, pretty good numbers. Penalty kill, 90.5%. Centennial SLP, nearly 25% on the power play. Walter misses out. Hewland, or rather Ella Perot, with a stick loose on the ice. Slid across, there's a shot, and they say no goal. The crowd reacted. Josie Kelsenberg thought she had one. Ref was right there, waved it off. So we play on with 44 seconds left on the tripping minor. Perot passes for Renslow, tips it to the corner, and they'll get set back up on the power play, but that goes out of the zone. So now they've got to touch up. Kelsenberg will sweep it around for Walter to get. Walter off the check from Clough. Tries to pitchfork it along. Perot digs it off the wall. Good recovery by Larson. Centennial unable to hold the zone, and they've got to touch up. Finally flip back in. A really disjointed power play, this one, for CSLP, and Andover will successfully kill off the first penalty of the game. Molly Clough backhands it in and gives chase. Ball gets there first. Bucciacone skating away from the pressure of Aubrey Kelly. Ball wheels away from Kelly and has her pass intercepted. Still scoreless here as we get to the latter part of the first period. They go corner to corner. Rung around for Lager. She drops it nicely. 2-on-1 for the Cougars. Mia Such winds, fires on a good save by Hills. Loose in front. Walter digging at it. She goes down. Clarabella Hills covers the puck and gets the whistle. Such could have passed across, but she decided to take it herself, and that rising shot handled comfortably by Hills. Kelsenberg, Josie, I should specify here, as Josie and Sam both wear Cougar sweaters. Centered out in front. Oh, a great opportunity. Catherine Jania right there. But ultimately Andover able to clear it. Now they track it as Taylor Schreifels goes to the wall. Piper Andrews, the captain, in there as well. Drop back to the point. And ultimately gloved and held on to as Weiland saw that shot through traffic and made the save. Well, Jonathan is one of the biggest CSLP fans, Centennial fans you'll find. Always in his Letterman jacket, always greeting the kids after another hard-fought victory. He has predicted a 5-3 win for the Cougars tonight. Shot from above the circle, hits a body out in front. Cross-ice pass, evades Renslow, and then it's banked back in by the Huskies. Good battle here with Andrews, who wins it. Andrews and Renslow down there. Now it's Gertis. Thought about doing the Michigan, but ultimately has it taken away. Centering pass by Clough. Banked out of the zone. Andover's got to regroup, but the Huskies have kept pace with the top-ranked Cougars in this first period. Annabelle Bucciacone as a couple Huskies collide at the blue line. Perot sweeps it in, but it's intercepted by Clough. Cross-ice pass to Lind. Here's Audrey Lind. Huskies, or Cougars rather, just looking a little unsure at times as Renslow. Walter backhands it in and goes off for a change. Picked up here by Dorstead. Snaps a pass ahead for Lind. Bucciacone back at her own circle. Banked ahead for Lager. Tried to find Such, it's intercepted. Dorset fires it back in. A ref goes down. He seems to be okay. Good forecheck here by the Cougars as Such regains the zone. Lager picks it up. They don't look like they're in their settled positions, kind of all over the place. That's about the extent of my hockey commentary. Lager has her pass intercepted by Dorstead. Gertis, nice passing to Clough. And then intercepted at center ice. Gertis carries it back in for Andover. Gertis from the left dot. High in the air, finally gloved down. Lager along the right half wall, tries to lift it out but can't. Picked up here, sharp angle shot, and a good save by Weiland, but what an effort by Iceland Larson. Freshman forward didn't have much to shoot at, but she made it count. As you see, Andover just kind of getting to pucks first, winning those sort of 50-50 pucks. And they have competed hard, and competed well here in this first period. Outshooting CSLP 7-5. 5 shots in a period, very uncharacteristic for a team that is averaging nearly 6 goals a game, 5.95. Cleared back to center ice, but Andover there. Now Walter able to force the turnover. Avery Wagner, I should say. Wagner's shot saved by Hills. So we've got a minute left in the first. Huskies chase it to the end board. Clough on the backhand, regains the zone for Andover. Just a uncharacteristically ragged first period, I would say, for CSLP. Shots nearly even at 7-6. But I just mean for the standard of play that the Cougars have set this year and as of late. Renslow to take the face against Gertis. 13 goals and 16 assists, both team highs for Andover. Gertis back to the point for Schreifels. Pad save. Gertis, nice pass. Trying to find Larson. Back out to Schreifels, down low, there's a shot, backhand attempt, multiple saves, another save, 3 consecutive saves for Kaya Weiland. 4 in a bunch there, and with just a second left, a little less than a second, it's basically time for one last face-off. But Kaya Weiland keeping her team in this game, keeping it a scoreless game. She has stopped all 11 shots she's faced here in this first period. But how many times this season has CSLP been outshot by their opponent? But that's exactly what happened in this first period. Almost 2-1 margin. Andover outshooting CSLP 11-6 in that first period. But thanks to some terrific goaltending, we remain scoreless. That's how we head to the first intermission here on North Metro TV.
We in Spring Lake Park believe in building a strong and safe community. Our city moves onward and upward while holding on to our traditions and roots. We maintain a small town feel even though we are nestled next to the big city. We believe in being good neighbors and building community with safe neighborhoods. And we believe in citizenry and promote being active both physically and socially. We in Spring Lake Park love to play and believe in having an abundance of parks, playgrounds, and green space so that everyone can take a moment to enjoy the natural beauty that surrounds us. We believe in educating our children well, so we use the most advanced tools of learning to ensure continued success and bright futures. We promote athletics to keep our children fit and healthy and build a sense of teamwork. We in Spring Lake Park believe in providing a good, stable home for industry and small business to thrive. We have a large variety of successful businesses that have found continued success and benefit from excellent visibility off Highway 65. And a large customer base, as we are located only 15 minutes outside of downtown Minneapolis. Come visit us in Spring Lake Park, and you will see why we believe our city is one of a kind.
Back here on a chilly night in Circle Pines, scoreless after one period of play between Andover and CSLP. Let's look at the first period highlights between these two teams, the Cougars and the Huskies, and it was a lot of defense. A lot of goaltending and a lot of defense. 11 saves made by Kaya Weiland, including the glove one there. A couple missed shots as well. Andover forced some turnovers, but could not capitalize in transition. CSLP had one power play, couldn't take advantage. Ultimately, Clarabella Hills stopped all 6 shots that she faced. Shots were 11-6 in favor of Andover in that opening period. And I would say they had the better play. They had a little more jump, and so they've got to be feeling confident there. 3 consecutive saves made by Kaya Weiland right there. So CSLP without their leading scorer, Elena Knetz, who just returned from her time with Team USA tonight. Trying to do it shorthanded here as they'll switch ends. Top-ranked team in Class AA, Centennial Spring Lake Park. Trying to defend home ice. 3 of their last 4 games in the regular season will be here. The only road game remaining at Anoka. We'll start with the same starters out as they did to begin the game. Both teams, as Josie Kelsenberg wins it back to Brooke Hewlin. And CSLP trying to look a little more in sync offensively than they did in the first period. Catherine Jania loses it. Cycle the puck back down low. Chased down by Josie Kelsenberg. It's been red hot lately. Centering pass tipped to the end boards. They try to throw it in front, but it's taken away. Good stick to knock it free from Tegan Olson. Now there's a penalty coming up. Avery Wagner, a trip, just left the stick dangling too long, and Wagner takes CSLP's first penalty, the freshman forward. That is not how Centennial Spring Lake Park wanted to start, as she took down Alexa Dorstred trying to get past her. Penalty coming at 31 seconds of the second period. So both teams have committed tripping penalties tonight, and now it's Andover's turn to go on the power play. They're 18% there this season. Spring Lake Park Centennial, meanwhile, killing off 90.5% of the penalties they faced. So both excellent penalty kills. As that puck is iced, and we'll do a draw down in the Andover end. So we'll see if maybe Grace Lager or Mia Such has a shorthanded goal in sights. Gertis wins the draw back to Taylor Schreifels. Snaps a pass over. Gets it to Iceland Larson. With a name like Iceland, you know you're destined to play hockey and be good. Annabelle Bucciccone rings it around. Schreifels has to chase it back into her own zone. Schreifels protecting it from the forecheck of Grace Lager. Now it's Mia Such's turn to be a bother. Speedy sophomore getting in the way. 1 minute left to go on the tripping minor, and again Andover ices the puck, and that'll kill off more valuable time for CSLP. Centennial Spring Lake Park didn't have the most productive looking power play, and Andover hasn't either so far. Thanks to the aggressive forecheck, aggressive kill of CSLP. Maddie Wolter to do the honors. Able to tie up Alexis Wagner. And now stolen back by Brooke Hewlin. CSLP down a skater, just trying to keep it down in this end and kill off some time. Hewlin skating away, hounded by multiple Huskies. Puck pinged up against the left half wall, taken off it by Hewland. Goes off the end boards. Finally tracked down in the corner, and the Huskies took them 35 seconds to get out of their own end after that draw. Walter, good poke check to knock it free. Katie Ball will go high up off the window and out of the zone. Into the path of Lena Fensky, I should say. First time we've called her name tonight. And another icing will bring the faceoff back down in the Huskies' end with just 8 seconds remaining on this power play. So take a look at Kaya Weiland, the junior, future Division I commit. Walter once again to do the honors against Gertis. Dorstad behind her own net. Able to pass it out of the zone, but again, Katie Ball disrupting things at center ice. Cougars back to full strength. Shot from long distance, gloved comfortably by Kaya Weiland. Andover's played a rigorous schedule like they typically do. They're 11-9-1, 5-2 in Northwest Suburban Conference play, which is good for third. Off the face-off. CSLP reverses course, and it's picked up by Josie Kelsenberg. Up ahead looking for Jania. Dorstad racing away from a defender, pinned up against the end boards. Kelsenberg, big collision in the left wing corner. Gertis able to hold off a defender in the neutral zone and regain for the Huskies, and then she's stapled by Annabelle Bucciccone, and that's going to be a penalty as she stood up Gertis in the right circle. So CSLP giving their penalty kill an early workout here in this second period. That penalty coming at 3:13. Interference the call. So now we'll see if the Huskies can be any better on this power play. Only got one shot off on their last one. In fact, that wasn't even on their last power play. The power play had ended, technically. Body checking, technically the call. Again, 3:13, the time of the penalty. Again, Huskies, or excuse me, the Cougars making themselves a nuisance. Not allowing the Huskies to get going. Mia Such steals it. Such goes off the wall to herself. Look out. Mia Such driving the net. Goes, scores! Mia Such! Goal number 18 on the season. Centennial SLP, courtesy of a shorthanded goal, takes a 1-0 lead. Drove the net, went around hills, and made no mistake, despite the efforts of Molly Clough to try to track her down. CSLP with a shorthanded tally. See who they give the assist to. Such unassisted. Time of the goal, 3:47 of the second period. Mia Such unassisted, shorty. And now Andover tries to answer back with a minute to go on this body checking penalty. Trying to get their power play going. No shots on the power play thus far. That one whizzes high. Tipped in again. Another opportunity here for CSLP. Renslow gets absolutely tattooed as she gets the shot away, and that's going to be a penalty. And that was about as clear and obvious as it gets. Iceland Larson gave her a whack and followed through as she let that shot go. Frustration penalty from the freshman right there. So we'll have 4-on-4 for the next 39 seconds and then a minute 21 of power play and a chance here for CSLP to take this momentum and run with it. Already leading 1-0. Off the draw, Hewlin, center point. Josie Kelsenberg tries to come off the wall. Centering pass, beautiful, goes all the way out from Melanie Reff. And instead it'll come up the wall for Hewlin. 4:35, the time of the penalty, and it is body checking as that shot saved by Hills. Iceland Larson takes the penalty. A great job just coming off the wall, and Hills ultimately deciding to melt that down. 14 seconds left of 4-on-4 as Centennial SLP makes some changes. Gets Grace Lager back out there along with Such. Such back to Lager, shared near side Kitty Ball. Ball walks the line, now gives back to Lager. From the point, that had some sizzle to it, but Hills made the save. Grace Lager's brother Bryce played his hockey at Blaine High School for a few years. He'll be wearing very similar looking uniforms when he goes to Wisconsin next year. Off the draw, Grace Lager, one-timer, and it's blocked out front. She gets it back from the left dot. Good save, Hills, and she rakes it back to herself despite Such and others on the doorstep. Grace Lager, a couple bites at the apple right there. And once again, now it's a 5-on-4 situation as the Bucciaconi penalty is released, and she hops back on the ice. Off the draw, well read by Gertis, who banks it out of the zone and then sets up along the blue line. Ball hounded there by Piper Andrews. Cross ice pass. Banked into the zone for Such to give chase. Andover just trying to kind of play keep away right now. Good stick lift by Gertis there against Ball, but here come the Cougars rather. There's a shot, glove save, spilled out in front, it's still loose, jamming at it. Loose in the slot, finally slides to the right wing corner. CSLP with Ball at the point. Gertis aggressive on the kill, centered looking for Such, she falls down. 25 seconds left on the penalty as they're able to send it all the way down. Lager, physical play here from Alexis Wagner and the Huskies on this penalty kill. Ball goes back to Wagner, who regroups with 7 seconds left. So the penalty expires, both teams back to full strength. Perreault regains the zone. Works to the outside. Perreault feeds in front. Oh, great chance. Just missed the net. Such through traffic. Loose in front. And ultimately it's covered and held on to. Shots are now even for the game. 12-12 as we take a look at the last couple chances for the Cougars. Again, some of these juicy rebounds, and they have players on the doorstep, just have not been able to take advantage. Such with a crack there. Walter battling as well, but ultimately Huskies able to clear it. Well, not clear it, but at least keep it out. Oh, good recovery there, and a needed one from Brooke Hewlin. Glove down by Walter. Walter from the right dot, shoots! Save made. Walter rings it up the boards for Ref at the point. Through traffic, gloved, and held on to by Hills. So, frenetic last couple minutes. Shots in the period, though. CSLP has woken up. 7-1 shots in favor of the Cougars as we're inside of 10 minutes to go in the second period. 1-0 CSLP leads. Draw one cleanly back to the point. Shared near side for Hewlin. Goes down low with it. Josie Kelsenberg. Perot tries a wraparound. Hills covers. And again, Lillian Renslow not afraid to get in the kitchen. Get in the tough spaces as Julia Gertis tries to prevent her from getting a good look at things. Gertis and Piper Andrews doing their captain's duty. Kelsenberg versus Gertis. Kelsenberg wins it. Buccicconi. Bank down the wall. Misplayed. And now Buccicconi's got to recover with Andrews on her heels. Walter giving chase. Dorstad gets there first. Speedy Iceland Larson putting pressure. As Buccicconi in the right wing will just lift it out to center. Kicked down by Dorstad. Oh, a chance there. Kelsenberg nearly had it roll right into her path. Snapped ahead. Tipped into the zone, but the speedy Annabelle Buccicconi recovers. Uncharacteristic of her as such a small player to get a penalty like body checking. She really laid the lumber, not known more for her speed than her size and strength. Avery Wagner, 2-on-2 for CSLP as they gain the zone. Wagner backhands it off the side of the net. Andover transitions from defense to offense. Tegan Olsen's drop pass intercepted by Josie Kelsenberg, who red lines it down and ices the puck. 8:10 to go, second period. Shots in the period all in favor of CSLP, 8-1. And they lead it on the scoreboard as well. Mia Such back out there, top line for the Cougs. Off the draw though, Gertis. She's looked dangerous. Drops it for Clough. Cut off at the pass by Hewlin. Ball gets there first. Such banks it ahead. Looking for Lager. Run into, however, by Aubrey Kelly. Intercepted by Clough at the blue line. They force a turnover. Larson centering pass. Good stick to lift on Peyton Haley. Andover moving the puck quickly, but that was an errant pass. More of a get it in the zone, and they'll try to change on the fly. Clough can't hold the zone. Lager trying to track it down. She'll get there. Lager backhanded it in front, had Such crashing the net. CSLP possessed it for a moment, but now Andover and Julia Gertis able to take it. And they'll try to catch CSLP on the change. Gertis drives the net, sharp angle shot. No, still has it. Gertis circling the zone. Drops it here for Piper Andrews. Andrews gets it back between the rings. Looking for Schreifels. Helps it along for Iceland Larson. Well played there by CSLP. Here comes Annabelle Buccicconi. Lift and chase past Hills. Schreifels gets there first for Andover. Goes up the boards. Kramer holds the zone for the Cougs. Perot. Center looking for Walters. Cleared but not out. Gloved down by Hewlin. Now Perot getting away from Schreifels. Goes up the wall back. Held at the point by Ref, and her shot handled comfortably by Clarabella Hills. We talked about Andover. They don't score a ton, averaging less than 3 goals a game, 2.81. but they also are stingy defensively, which is why the 8-1 scoreline was a bit of a surprise to see. They give up 2.14 goals a game, allowed per game. So they don't score a ton, but they don't concede a ton either. And a well-drilled bunch, Melissa Volk's crew. Centering pass, nobody was home. Hewland was up at the point. So it's carried on out by Andover. Here come the Huskies. On the backhand, centering, looking for a crashing Alexis Wagner. And we got another penalty coming up, another trip. And this time, I believe it's Josie Kelsenberg. Third penalty of the period taken by the Cougars. Two trips and a body checking. Andover so far 0 for 2 with the player advantage. In fact, last time CSLP scored, the only goal of the game was shorthanded, so try to double that out. 11:36 the time of the penalty. Andover. See if they can do something different. Grace Lager with a chance. Lager rips and fires, and Hills crashed into by one of her own teammates, but able to make the save. Hopefully she's okay. Lager, I thought was going to drive the net, but instead she just stopped between the rings and ripped one. And then coming back, Iceland Larson lost control and crashed into Claire Bella Hills. But again, another draw forced in the Huskies' end when they're on the power play. Mia Such off the face. Sister Bella was a really good basketball player at Spring Lake Park. Into the zone comes Larson. She throws it in front, nobody home. Clough loses her edge, but still able to center it. Bucciaconi comes away with it. Not real authoritative on the clear, but does get it out to center. Clough at the line, moves middle, decides to shoot. Well, nearly reaches the goaltender, but instead it's cleared off the window and out. So better, but still no official shots on goal, at least according to the scoreboard. Still just one in the period for the Huskies. Poked away nicely by Grace Lager. That aggressive penalty kill has been effective. Gertis trying to toe drag her way past Wagner and can't. And now Mia Such chases onto a loose puck. Such has already scored one shorthanded goal. She can't score another. Pad save made by Hills. 6 seconds left on the tripping minor. And Centennial SLP 3 for 3 on the penalty kill in this second period. Hewland evades the check of Iceland Larson. Ella Perot above the left circle tries to find her teammate cutting to the net. Loose puck in front. Hills down. Bodies everywhere as Gertis goes down. Gertis has been in the mix protecting her netminder a bunch as Hill seems okay, but CSLP has certainly had chances as such. Could not double the lead. And then a chance here as Perot centered, and then the puck found its way onto his stick, and ultimately, again, it's Renslow mixing it up with Taylor Schreifels. And in fact, we have a penalty on Schreifels as the Andover captain sits in the box, and it's going to be a power play for the Cougars. Each team has now committed 3 penalties. That might have been for the extracurriculars after. Lager cross-checking on Trifles at 13:45. Annabelle Bucciaconi goes off the end boards, trying to toe drag it. One-timer up and out of play. And oh, Grace Lager wanted that one back. Yeah, it's one thing to protect your goalie, but sometimes you can violate the letter of the law doing that. Lager off the draw in front, throws on a net. Hills makes the save. Backhanded opportunity, and then Lager fans on it. Lager was crashing the net. Good pressure this from CSLP. Bucciaconi tests Hills, and she makes the save, and then comes out and grabs it. Hills not afraid to get to the edge of that blue paint to make the save. As you see, multiple excellent chances. Had to handle that one up high from Bucciaconi. So the second power play unit out there now for CSLP. One back to the point with ball. Lager for Bucciaconi from the right dot. Shoots, and they score! I think it was tipped in front, and I think it was Mia Such. Her second special teams goal of the period. This one on the power play, and it's 2-0 Cougars. Bucciaconi threw it in front. Such tipped it home. A deflected goal. Cougars out shooting the Huskies in this second period 15-1. And they have asserted their dominance on the score sheet as well. So Bucciaconi, you figure, will get the primary assist. Goal number 2 for Such. And Lager gets a helper as well. 14:31. So Such from Bucciaconi and Lager on the power play at 14:31 of the second period. 2-0. And will we see a repeat as Andover's got a 2-on-1 the other way? Shot, that goes wide, and again, just didn't hit the net. Peyton Haley missed on that one. Shot unable to be held by Weiland. She failed to grab that effort from the point. Forced back out to neutral. Hewlin picks it up behind her own net with 1:20 remaining in the period. Up ahead for Jania, who gains the zone. Jania works to the outside. Knocked off the puck by Clough. Clough with speed down the right wing. Still has it, kind of lost speed there a little bit. Gets it back at the right point, bounding puck picked up. Here comes Mia Such again. She's on a hat trick. Left dot, shoots, and it's a blocker save from Hills. Oh, excellent chance there. Oh, my bad. I said it was 9. It was actually 8. Avery Wagner testing Hills. Heading for the Hills, you might say, and Hills ultimately made the save with 50 seconds remaining in the period. 2-0 Cougars lead. Face off, one back to the point. Avery again testing the netminder, and that's a save. Wagner moving in. She's had a good shift right here. Stolen. Wagner in front on the backhand, and Hills makes another save. Boy, Hills has been tested in this second period. She has faced 16 shots, including a pair more there. Able to just kind of paddle it back to herself. Such with two special teams goals in this period. One shorthanded, one on the power play. They try to get one more. Ball. Gertis leaning on her. Kramer comes down to play it. Bounding puck. Perhaps one more chance. 10 seconds left for Andover. Centering pass, and it hits a stick. Gertis into the zone, but the play is ruled offside. Just 2 shots in this period for Andover. They've been outshot 16-2 by Centennial Spring Lake Park. As the horn sounds in this second period, Mia Such scores shorthanded and then scores on the power play near the end of the period. And the Cougars take a 2-0 lead over the Andover Huskies to our second intermission. Back with highlights, analysis, and more from Centennial Sports Arena in a moment here on North Metro TV.
¿Qué color? Perfecto, amigo.
Gracias. Thank you.
What's wrong, mijo?
Donating to a pet's medical care is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
2-0 our score as we start the third period of play here in Circle Pines. Centennial SLP looking to win its 8th straight and defeat Andover for the second time in the last 2 weeks. Let's look at second period highlights. And for CSLP, there were a couple. It started with Mia Such scoring shorthanded early in the period. CSLP penalty kill, a shorthanded goal, 3 for 3 tonight. They outshot Andover in the period 16-2 as they reasserted themselves and really made Clarabella Hills work. Mia Such nearly scoring shorthanded again. Finally, late in the period, CSLP had its own power play, and Annabelle Buccicconi's shot from the dot tipped in by Mia Such for another goal. And that's where we stand. 2-rip. Cougars lead the Huskies. Bill Hupp. A solo mission tonight for North Metro TV. Don't forget to stay tuned for our post-game interviews. No doubt Mia will be one of them. We'll pick another player as well to talk to, as we've got 17 minutes up on the clock, ready to start this third period of action. Tegan Olson against Josie Kelsenberg at center ice. And off the dot, it's swept in the zone by Catherine Jania. And immediately, the Cougars get back on the offense. Jania loses out to Olson. Tries to help it along. Kelsenberg in the way. Jania recovers. Larson goes down. No penalty. They shake their heads at that. Olson tracking it. Hewlin able to get there first. Good stick lift though. Picked up here by number 23, Alexis Wagner. Back to the point. Good pressure though, and the Cougars force it out of the zone. Captain Taylor Schreifels, Sacred Heart commit. A little casual with it, loses it to Avery Wagner. Such in there as well, forced back up the wall, shot from the point, deflected wide. Buccicconi comes down about around the outside the left circle and forces it in deep. Schreifels can't clear. They cycle it, finally Schreifels in the way, and flips it off of ball and out to center ice. Into the zone, Iceland Larson. Good job by Grace Lager to disrupt her shot. Tipped past Gertis. Clough tries to force it back in the zone. Such picks it up. 2-on-2 for CSLP. Pass across for Lager, and her shot from the slot is blocked down. Fensky getting in the way of that one. Larson in front of her own bench. Buccicconi zips it in and goes off for a change. Bounding puck right into the path of Gertis. Gertis trying to toe drag her way through, stood up nicely. It's loose in front. And finally, Cougars able to clear. Ooh, poor clearance there. Perot will just backhand it in deep. Renslow, great pass out front. Walters, pad save made, another pad save made by Hills. That first save she made was excellent. Now a board battle along the end boards, and Perot comes up with it. Perot looking for a pass, decides to reverse course to Renslow. Another goal you feel like would just about ice it for CSLP. Of course, you saw the Cougs score 5 against this Andover team last time they met, so you never know. Andover, without numbers, they pull up in the midst of a change, and Schreifels backhands it in. Lager in the right wing corner. Beg your pardon, that's Hewlin. Reverses course for ref. Cleared but not out, now a chance here. Maddie Walter trying to walk her way through and knocked off the puck by Tegan Olson. A loose lumber on the ice, as Andover ices the puck, and the draw will come back down. That was a nice 3.5 minutes of flowing hockey to start the period. Amazing, 11-6 the shots in favor of Andover after the first period. Now it's 23-13 CSLP. Helped along here. Out in front, and a great chance off the end boards. What a centering pass for Josie Kelsenberg. But Hills was square to it and made a nice save. Outstanding centering pass there by Catherine Jania. What a find. But ultimately, Kelsenberg could not beat Hills. Wagner holds the zone. Banks it off the end boards and off the side of the net. Andrews has her pass intercepted by Bucciaconi, who decides to just regain the zone. She'll fire from the slot. Glove save made. 4 minutes gone by here in the third period. Still a 2-0 lead for the Cougars. Trying to pick up their 19th win of the regular season and their 9th conference victory. Ref reverses course and turns it over. Chance now for Andover on the backhand, walking right up Main Street. Off the wall, centering pass right into the path of Lager. Lager's got a speeding Such to her left. Grace Lager decides to take it herself, and she hits the post. Comes around and plays it off the left half wall. Mia Such on a hat trick, drops it back for Lager. Her shot deflected. Such still on it. To Lager, and they score! Fantastic teamwork. Perot to Lager from a knee. 3-0 Cougars. Great centering pass, and Lager has a goal now to go with her assist tonight. 10th of the season. As you see, Perot just feeds it in the slot, and Lager was there to make no mistake. So now they have done it all. Shorthanded goal, power play, and an even strength tally. As you figure, that'll be either a single assist or they'll throw Such's name on there as well.
For the Cougars, number 15, Grace Lager. The first assistant, number 9, Mia Such.
Yep, Mia Such.
Assistant, number 13, Ella Peralt. Time they go 4:58.
Surprised that Peralt didn't get the first assist, but it's officially Lager from Such and Peralt at 4:58. And so Mia Such has been involved in all 3 goals tonight. Scored 2 of them and assisted on the 3rd. Lofted back out to center ice by Bucciaconi. And the icing will bring it back down into the Cougars' end. Stops the clock with 11:08 to go, third period. Such scored a shorthanded, unassisted goal. And then on the power play, assisted by Bucciaconi and Lager, and then was the primary assister along with Peralt for the Grace Lager goal here in the 3rd. 2 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd. Nice move by Clough above the left circle, hits a teammate out in front. Gertis was trying to provide a screen. Provided too good of a screen, I guess. Wagner in the left wing circle. Go high off the glass. Clough finds her teammate Gertis. Up ahead looking for Piper Andrews. Cougar goes to the ice, and we've got a penalty. Multiple down, so we'll see who gets called for the cross-check, and it looks like it's going to be, Josie Kelsenberg. Second penalty in as many periods for Kelsenberg, the cross-check. Fourth penalty, 3 for 3 so far on the kill. Kelsenberg, a little bit of a frustration penalty there. Up ahead, Grace Lager trying to control at neutral. Oh, she could have had a breakaway if she had been able to bring it out of the air, but 6:29 the time of the penalty. Now this aggressive kill has been really good tonight for CSLP. We mentioned 3 for 3. They've also scored a shorthanded goal. They've had a couple other opportunities, earned multiple face-offs down in the Andover end. And Lager trying to leak out just like that, but ultimately Hills way out of her net, basically between the rings, and decides to take the whistle. Because Lager just sort of hangs out at neutral, walks the line, and then is looking to leak out and skate on to a puck. Our teammates know to hit her. It's like a long outlet pass in basketball. I hate to make a basketball analogy during a hockey game, but I just did. I think it made sense. Backhanded and intercepted by Ref at the line. Gets it back from her teammate. Tipped into the zone by Walter, and Hills once again makes a wise decision. Less than a minute left on this cross-checking minor. Renslow will sub Peralt. Another face-off down in the Andover end. Inside of 10 minutes to go in this third period. Cougars out shooting the Huskies 2-1, 28-14 now. Huskies just 3 shots in a period and a half since the end of the first period. Renslow's got her stick tied up, looking for a call from the ref, but none came. So here come the Huskies. They regain the zone. Well played by Ref to stop that. Clough from just off the boards, and a save made by Kaya Weiland, who, like you said, hasn't had much to do. Has just faced 4 shots since the first period. 15 saves tonight for the junior. Ball picks it up, right wing corner. Can't get it out of her skates. Battling down there with Shelby Larson. Larson and Lily Roffler. Helped along and then thrown on net by Schreifels. And then stolen away. Lillian Renslow could have a chance. Renslow poked away by Taylor Schreifels. Can see why she's a Division I player, just a junior, as the Cougars are full strength. 4 for 4 in penalty kills tonight. Chance here for Kelsenberg, and she whistles it high. Good zone hold there by the Cougars. Renslow from between the rings. Pad save made. Kelsenberg picked up eventually by Schreifels. And her pass a little too hard for Rolfer. Good stick lift by Schreifels. No doubt a lot of these kids know each other, having grown up in the same area, played with each other before. Schreifels sees her pass deflected off a Cougar skate. Picked up by Gertis. Into the zone. Gertis waits, fires! Bounding puck, kind of handcuffed Kaya Weiland a little bit, but didn't go far, and she was able to pounce on it and get the whistle. that hold. Bucciacone lined up to block it, but ultimately Julia Gertis stuck on 13 goals. Andover still looking to light the lamp for the first time tonight. Cleared but not out. Well, ultimately it was out, despite Clough's best efforts. Now a little bit of a miscommunication. Josie Kelsenberg trying to pounce. Ref along the half wall. Helped along by Wagner to the opposite side. Cross ice pass. Picked off at center ice by Ref. Wagner into the zone. Wagner waits, holds, sharp angle shot. Kelsenberg tried to pounce on the rebound, but ultimately Hills makes the save. Stopped 27 of 30 shots that she's faced tonight. Looks like 2 shots there. I wonder if they... 6:46 to go in the third period as the face-off is won. Off the post, Katie Ball. Follow-up effort, that goes wide. Ref. Back to Ref at the point through traffic, and Hills snags it and holds on. Each team has I should say Andover's committed 3 penalties, CSLP 4. CSLP 1 for 3 on the power play tonight, as that one is iced. Hard to believe the regular season's almost coming to an end, but we're going to be in the back half of January next week. We're already in the back half of January, but we're really going to be in the latter stages next week. And then once February hits, that's playoff time. Grace Lager shares it across. Shot from above the right circle. Lager was crashing. And the net's off its mooring, so the whistle stops play. Allows both teams to make a change. Shots in the period 10-3 in favor of the Cougs. Bucciacone at the point. Throws it down low, deflected. That would have been a pretty goal if Walters had been able to pull it off. But ultimately, Andover skates back with it. Pass across, intercepted, well read beautifully by Bucciacone. Now surrounded by Huskies, somehow able to get it out. Pass a little bit too much though, and it's swept back in by Dorstad. Helped along just out of the reach of Lillian Renslow, and I don't think she's going to be able to get there. If she'd been able to track it down, she might have had a breakaway, but just a little too far ahead of her. We talked about Elena Ganetz. She'll obviously be key to have her come back for games against number 3 Minnetonka, number 4 Hill Murray. She had a part of the Team USA squad that became the first team to earn a perfect goal in tournament history, 6-0, 6-0 technically, defeating Canada 2-0 in the championship game. She was named player of the game for a 4-point effort, 2 goals and a pair of assists in a 9-0 win over Finland. Pressure this on the forecheck by Andover to force the turnover, but the centering pass goes begging. Back up to the point. Shot tipped in front. Larson nearly redirected it in, and this time she does. Iceland Larson collects the goal in front, and it's 3-1. as Larson picks up her 8th of the season. Just right place, right time. You would barely know it. Great feed in front there from Captain Piper Andrews. And Andover able to get one back with a little less than 5 minutes left to play. So an even strength goal, and now the Andover fans jumping a little bit. They gave Gertis the goal. It looked to me like Andrews, but Gertis gets the assist. Her team leads 17th of the season. 12-12 time of the goal as that shot from the point by Bucciccone is gloved and held on to. Always rising, but Hills had to be sure. Off the draw, trifles, backhands it around. Cleared, but not out. Bucciccone winds, fires, and it hits a blocker in front. Bucciccone one more time, that time deflected up and out of play. I believe off Alexis Wagner, who deflected it. Up and out of play. Stops the clock with 3:48 left in the third period. Mia Such wins it cleanly back to Bucciccone at the point. She'll throw it on net, turned aside easily by Hills, and then ball run into Andover. Definitely the more physical of the team as far as checking, and as close to checking as you're allowed to get, at least in girls hockey. Ball loses it, and now it finds its way to Grace Lager. Sends it across for Mia Such on a hat trick, and she can't finish. Just couldn't quite settle the bounding puck. Lager's still on it. Deflected shot saved. Ball scrapping along the end boards. Such on it. Out to Lager from the circle. Good blocker save made by Hills. Long shift for both of these teams. Lager prevents it from leaving the zone. Such loose in the slot. Lager loses out to Ref, and then Ref shot hits Lager. CSLP, all kinds of spacing issues here on this possession. And they'll try to change on the fly. Walter hops on the ice and collects at center ice. Oh, well done defensively by Fensky to force her to the wall. Just about 2 minutes to go, third period. Big check delivered, and Renslow looked like she objected to that. Renslow centering pass, nobody was home. Carried out instead by Lily Rolfer. Renslow's been involved in a lot of the physicality tonight. Tipped ahead, Walter into the path of Renslow. Up ahead for trying to get Walter, and it's stolen instead by Alexa Dorstad. .130 to go. Dorstad with the goalie out, extra attacker on. Chance for a potential empty netter. Alexis Wagner speeding into the zone, but loses it at the line. So they're two bitter Northwest Suburban Conference rivals. So not surprised to see it get a little chippy. Shot, save, bounding puck loose in the slot. Andover scrapping and covered well by Kaya Weiland. Gertis was in there. Andover with the empty net. And they'll keep it empty for now, as they got the extra attacker out there. An all-important draw coming up with just 56 seconds to play. And a timeout taken by Andover to try to draw something up here, as we take a look at the upcoming schedule for Centennial Spring Lake Park. You see the last couple results. And again, Minnetonka on Thursday, at Anoka next Tuesday, and then Friday night, January 31st, a tasty homecoming game against Hill Murray that features Emily Pohl, who was teammates on Team USA with Elena Ganetz. They certainly are not afraid to schedule anyone. Sean Moline will schedule anyone, as Melissa Volk tries to instruct her kids on what she wants them to do here, with a face-off coming in the right circle. Sean Moline looking on. He doesn't look too stressed. Allows the top defenders to be out there. Kaya Weiland trying to focus in and pick up what would be her 14th win of the season. Outstanding numbers from Weiland, who, if nothing changes, would lower her goals against average even more this season. Off the face-off, along the end boards, trying to find traffic in front, and in fact, Weiland gets tangled up with Alexis Wagner, the sophomore, who was in the kitchen of Weiland. So Lager, Such, that line coming back on the ice for CSLP for this last 45 seconds. One back to the point, Trifles tries to go down the wall and is able to. This hit delivered by Buccicconi. Poked free, net still empty for Andover. Centered backhand, looking for Gertis. Ooh, good stick handling, good drags from, or dangles I should say, from Buccicconi. Such pokes it free, she's on a hat trick. Well done there by Schreifels to get in her way. Now Lager finds it on her stick at center ice. Gertis tracks back to take it off her stick. Good back checking. Shot from distance, spilled out in front. Bodies crash into the end boards. And time expires here at Centennial Sports Arena. Slow start for Centennial SLP, but they find their sea legs in the second period. And they cruise to a 3-1 victory here over rival Andover at home. Post-game interviews coming up next on North Metro TV. Again, our final score, Centennial SLP 3, Andover 1. Back with post-game interviews shortly here from Circle Pines. Back here at Centennial after Centennial SLP's 3-1 victory over rival Andover. I'm here rinkside with Mia Such. And Mia, you had 2 goals and an assist tonight. What was working so effectively for that top scoring line tonight?
Yeah, I think just getting to the net, getting the puck low, and just overall just starting out, getting the puck out of the D zone and beating their D really helped us to get the puck to the goal line and into the net.
Not too often that you're outshot 11-6 in a period, kind of a slow start. What was the message in the locker room at the first intermission that kind of jump-started you guys in the second period?
Yeah, I think we all just realized that wasn't our best play. That wasn't who we are, and that's not who we're trying to be. And so I think just overall we just knew that we needed to pick it up. We knew that we needed more shots, and we knew that we needed to score and start to shut down their team.
You had a really aggressive kill tonight, 4 for 4, a shorthanded goal. What's the approach on the penalty kill that's allowed you guys to be so successful?
Yeah, I think just starting by winning the draw and then just getting the puck out and just not letting them set up in their zone and, you know, taking every chance you get to try and go get a shorthanded goal just always is nice. And scoring shorthanded is always the best.
Yeah,
so.
Special teams points.
Yes, for sure.
Also down here with junior netminder Kaya Weiland. And Kaya, you know, the offense is so prolific, almost 6 goals a game, that the defense kind of gets overshadowed sometimes. But you guys, just another goal tonight, lowering that goals against average. Talk about the defensive effort tonight.
I think our defensive effort's super strong. I mean, obviously we're a very offensive team. We score a ton, but I think for sure we get overlooked. But I think it's a very core to our team.
Is it a challenge for you as a netminder knowing that you're sometimes going to face 2 shots in a period like you did in the second? How do you maintain your focus for when those opportunities do come your way?
I think after every whistle, I always just skate to the corner. I just do a little reset, and I always just make sure that I'm talking to my D and I'm just in the game.
8 games in a row that you have won, a couple over Andover, a couple over Holy Family. As the playoffs are looming around the corner, you have to feel pretty good about how this team is playing right now.
Yeah, I feel great. I trust my team a ton, so that definitely helps. And I'm just super excited for the upcoming games.
How important is it going to be to get Elena Knetz back from Team USA?
I'm super excited to get her back, and it's definitely going to help us out a lot.
Not that Centennial SLP needs much help. They pick up their 19th win of the season tonight, 3-1 over Andover at home. For our entire crew at North Metro TV, I'm Bill Hupp saying good night from Circle Pines. Again, the final, Centennial Spring Lake Park 3, Andover 1. Thanks for watching this exclusive presentation on North Metro TV.